The U.S. Internal Revenue Service (IRS) has announced critical modifications to the domestic content requirements for battery energy storage systems (BESS), a move that will significantly impact supply chains, manufacturing strategies, and federal tax incentives. In this video, we will break down the new cost proportion adjustments, analyze their effects on the energy storage sector, and discuss how industry players can align their strategies to maximize benefits. Under the Inflation Reduction Act (IRA), the IRS had initially set clear guidelines for tax incentives on BESS projects that met domestic content requirements. However, recent modifications have adjusted the cost proportion breakdown. Here are the key changes. 1. Adjusted cost proportions. 1. The required domestic content percentage for structural components has been increased to 55%. 2. The definition of manufactured products now includes a broader range of battery cells, modules, and inverters that must be sourced from domestic suppliers. 3. The proportion of electrical components that must be U.S. sourced has risen from 40% to 50% by 2026. 4. Inverters and switchgear systems, critical in grid integration, must now contain at least 60% domestic material to qualify for full tax credits. New supplier eligibility framework. The IRS has expanded the approved supplier list, recognizing an increase in domestic manufacturing capacity. 1. Companies like Tesla, LG Energy Solution, and QuantumScape are now recognized U.S. component suppliers. 2. New rules stipulate that suppliers must meet stringent traceability standards, ensuring raw materials are sourced from countries compliant with U.S. trade agreements. 3. Impact on 45X and 48C tax credit claims. The modifications affect eligibility for the Advanced Manufacturing Production Credit, 45X, and the Investment Tax Credit, 48C. Energy storage projects that meet new domestic content rules can now claim an additional 10% bonus credit on top of their base federal incentive. This equates to a potential $2.8 billion in new tax credits available over the next 5 years for compliant BESS projects. Section 2. Statistical impact on the U.S. energy storage market. With these new IRS modifications, let's analyze their quantifiable impact on the energy storage industry. BESS market growth projections. 1. The U.S. energy storage market is expected to reach 86 gigawatts by 2030, up from 27 gigawatts in 2023. Wood Mackenzie, 2024. 2. Battery deployments in utility-scale energy storage increased by 71% year-over-year in 2024, indicating strong demand for incentives supporting domestic production. Domestic manufacturing expansion. 1. The U.S. now has over 42 operational battery gigafactories, with another 17 under construction. 2. LG Energy Solution and Panasonic have announced a combined $10 billion investment into U.S.-based production facilities. Supply chain shifts. China currently controls 75% of the global lithium-ion battery supply chain, IEA, 2024. 1. However, with the new IRS rules, U.S. firms are projected to reduce reliance on Chinese imports by 30% by 2027. 2. The IRS estimates that by 2026, over 60% of grid-scale BESS installations will meet the new domestic content thresholds, compared to just 22% in 2023. For companies in the energy storage sector, adapting to these IRS changes means restructuring supply chains, re-evaluating component sourcing, and investing in local production capabilities. Here's what industry leaders must focus on. 1. Domestic component sourcing strategies. 1. Identify suppliers who meet new IRS traceability standards and ensure compliance with Buy America provisions. 2. Establish direct procurement agreements with lithium, nickel, and cobalt processors in North America to bypass tariffs on critical minerals. 2. R&D and material innovation. 1. Develop sodium-ion and solid-state battery alternatives, which could offer more flexible domestic sourcing opportunities. 2. Research into lithium iron phosphate (LFP) batteries, which rely less on nickel and cobalt, is expected to increase by 50% by 2026. Gigafactory scaling and workforce development. 1. Companies must increase investments in US-based gigafactories, as tax incentives now favor those who localize production. 2. The DOE estimates that the IRS changes will lead to 75,000 new jobs in battery manufacturing and supply chain industries by 2028. The IRS modification signal a long-term shift in U.S. energy policy, prioritizing domestic self-sufficiency in energy storage technologies. Here are the key takeaways. Global trade implications. China has already filed a WTO complaint against U.S. battery incentives, arguing that these subsidies create an unfair competitive environment. The European Union is considering similar domestic content regulations to protect its battery sector, potentially leading to a fragmented global supply chain. 2. Government support for domestic battery industry. The U.S. Department of Energy has announced an additional $3.1 billion in grants for battery material processing and manufacturing to support IRS domestic content mandates. The Trump administration is expected to push further legislation in 2025 that could extend IRA tax credits beyond 2030. As the energy storage industry adapts to evolving IRS domestic content regulations, companies that move swiftly to secure U.S.-based supply chains, enhance material innovation, and align their production facilities with the new mandates will emerge as industry leaders. One such company pioneering these advancements is D-Man Products. With cutting-edge solutions in battery enclosures, thermal management systems, and power distribution technology, D-Man Products provides high-performance solutions tailored for energy storage applications. Looking to optimize your energy storage projects for compliance with IRS tax incentives? Need custom-engineered battery enclosures that meet all 9540A and NEC 480.7 safety standards? Want expert insights on best deployment strategies? Visit www.dmanproductsllc.com or reach out to Diwakar Raman at draman@dmanproductsllc.com to explore how D-Man Products can help you navigate the evolving battery energy storage landscape.